This program is brought to you by UCKG.
Pay very close attention. 10 signs to identify depression. You have no goals for life. You feel numb. Life has no color nor meaning due to the numbness you have inside. Change in appetite and energy level. Change in concentration. You can't focus on anything you do. Anxiety. You worry and fear about everyday situations. Excessive anger and mood swings. Suicidal thoughts and attempts. Sleepless nights. Sadness and loss of interest. You are constantly feeling lonely and severe sadness. Can you relate? It's happening in every neighborhood.
Who is he? Huh? This is why you really want to leave me.
No, I didn't.
Down every street. Sickness. Addiction and violence has been turning countless homes into crime scenes. Suffering, depressed, alone, suicidal.
Welcome to your program, Problems and Solutions. A very good evening. I want to place it already, testimonies of faith of people's lives that has been transformed, because this program is made through stories of people who overcome. To tell you, my dear friend, and this to prove and to tell you that still there is a way out for you. You who are there on the other side hopeless, you who are there on the other side suffering, you who are there and you say, I can't stay in this situation anymore. I am desperate for a way out. Watch what God has been doing, because the same way that the lives of these people has been changing, your life will change as well. You have below your screen, as you can see, all the time, our telephone number, if you'd like to be in contact with us. Let's watch these stories.
I actually came from a really good family. You know, if you looked at my family, you would say that, oh, she's got no reason to get depressed. They were loving. I had everything that I needed at home. You know, financially we were stable. I never wanted for anything. My parents were amazing, but I started to develop from the age of 16. I started to think about my future, and then I realized that one day I was actually going to die. I'd never thought about death before. And then when I started to think about the whole concept of death, I started to have my first panic attack. It started in my stomach, and then I started shaking and then screaming. It was horrible. I felt like I was going to die. And from that point, that's when I started to get depressed. I was always anxious. So anywhere I would be, even if it was a nice day like this, I'd be in a lovely park. Inside, it was like this kind of nerves, like uncomfortable. And I would feel like something heavy on me. Like there was a heavy load on me all the time. I didn't feel like I could speak to anyone, because I really felt I was the only one that felt this way. You know, I felt like I would lose my friends. And even I thought if I explained to my family what was going on, I felt like I would make them start thinking the same way, and they would start to have what I had. So it was like I felt like I had some kind of disease that I would pass on to my family. When I did eventually tell my parents, I started to make them suffer, because they didn't know what to do with me. They didn't know how to help me. So one day I asked the counsellor, what do I do about this? And he said to me, I'm not here to tell you what to do. I'm just here to listen to you. And for me, it was like, I don't need to talk about it anymore. I need help. What do I do to get rid of these feelings? How can my life change? And in the end, because I saw that it wasn't helping me, I ended up lying to the counsellor and to my parents and said, oh, everything's okay now, just so I could come off the list. Things got worse from there. The relationship with my father broke down completely because I started to become quite rebellious at home, and I would just start going out and disrespect him. I didn't even think to do any research or anything, because I'd been to the doctor. The doctor hadn't helped me. And actually my dad had also, first of all, taken me to the Greek Orthodox Church to speak to the priest. So that was the priest, the counsellor, the doctor couldn't help. My parents couldn't help. My boyfriend couldn't help. The few friends that I did tell couldn't help. On the way back from work, I would go past this building, and I was always, I would be on the bus and I would see lots of people inside, and it was packed. It was always packed. I remember the windows steamed up because there were so many people in there. And there was a sign that said, does it pay to pray? And then one night I had probably one of the worst panic attacks that I ever had. It was really, really bad. I was still shaking the whole day. Next day I went to work, I was shaking. I remember walking in. I walked in, it's like, as soon as I pushed the door open, it's like the shaking stopped. I felt like I had walked somewhere familiar, though it was the very first time that I'd walked in to this place, but it felt safe, it felt familiar, it felt like home. For the first time, someone said to me, your life can change. I felt better immediately, when I left that first day. I never had a panic attack again after that very first service, never again. Today, my life is the complete opposite of what it used to be. I'm genuinely happy now. It's not fake, I'm not putting on a front. I never thought I could actually reach this point where I would feel this way, because when you've been through something like depression and other mental health issues, it really feels like you're stuck forever and like there is no future for you. But now I look forward to every day. Every area of my life has changed, including my marriage. Because now, we get on so well, we laugh so much, we're always joking around, messing around, we act like teenagers. We're in our 40s, but we act like teenagers today. So what I would advise someone that's going through depression or any other mental health issues, start attending the UCKG Help Centre, but go determined, believing that your life can actually change. And stick with it, persevere, because your life's not going to change completely overnight. You will see a difference immediately, I believe, but it's something that you have to persevere, you have to keep going with. Some people might think, oh, is there a cure? Well, yes, there is a cure. There is. And, until the day I die, I will be, speaking this message to people, because I don't want anyone to feel the way that I used to feel.
Yes, my dear friend, this testimony proves that there is no need for you to be there suffering. There is no need for you to be there carrying this burden inside of your life. Maybe you are carrying this burden for years. This depression, this insomnia, this problem in your family. Maybe you are carrying inside of you so many conflicts. You are carrying so many issues. And many times you think that the only way is to give up. Please, do not give up. Do not give up. And your life is not the solution of your problems. Your solution is in God. He said, I am the way. He said, I am the truth and I am the life. As these people that you saw the testimonies, their lives were transformed, your life can be transformed. I would like to invite you for you to come to the Universal Church, for you to join. Every single day we have prayers. Every single day we counsel people. We help people for free. You don't need to pay anything. The only thing that you need to do is to come and we're going to tell you what to do. We're going to advise you. We're going to help you through the Word of God. And surely, as the lives of these people change, your life will change as well. If you'd like our address to know where we are, you can visit our website, uckg.se, uckg.se. We are in Stockholm, we are in Göteborg. Also, if you are watching me through the internet and you are watching me in a different country, also the Universal Church is established in more than 132 countries. Give a step to God and surely that your life will be transformed. We're going to leave you with more testimonies and we're going to come back tomorrow with another program. May God bless you, all of you. Have a good night.
My name is Kaya, and before coming, my life was a complete mess. I used to be extremely depressed, anxious, had extreme low self-esteem. My depression got to a point when I was in college. I didn't even want to leave my room anymore. I would be stuck in there with the doors closed, the curtains turned off, and in that moment that I was there, just to get the feeling of emptiness out of me, I started watching pornography, and that's where I picked up my addiction towards pornography, and that made me look at people in a different way, speak to people different way. But I would also be two-faced as well, where there would be times where I'd be bubbly and fun and people wouldn't see what I was going through inside, but I was extremely depressed, wanting to be alone. And then the suicidal thoughts started coming towards me as well. But I never committed it because I was so afraid, so scared of dying that I didn't go towards the end with committing suicide. My lowest point was when I realized that if I die, I was going to go to hell, because I did know that there was a heaven and a hell. And I was so scared to go to hell that I decided to take God seriously. I started to take everything that I would come and I would learn seriously. I started doing a chain of prayer called Reconstructing Myself, where I came and I learned how to love myself, how to put my faith into action, how to see myself the way God sees me. I always got advice as well on what to do if I'm facing a situation. There would be strong prayers as well that I would receive to get my mind off the things that I was going through and have the strength to wake up every day to continue on fighting. And that was my process of rebuilding myself. That was my process of becoming a new person inside of me. Today, my life is completely different. I am more happy with who I am inside. I have vision for life. I'm being blessed in my finances. Spiritually, I've never been stronger before. I'm really, really strong now. I don't have those suicidal thoughts. Those moments of depression are completely gone. The emptiness that I had before is now filled with the Holy Spirit. I don't have those emptiness. And because I am full now, I also pass on to people what I have. And honestly and truly, do come and receive the advice and take the advice for yourself, because it is going to change your life. It is going to make a difference the way it made a difference in my life. And today, I really don't have anything to complain about.
You who have been far from God, you feel spiritually weak. You who haven't been to a church in years, God hasn't forgotten you.
The first day I remember we came to the Universal Church, we were received with open arms. I wasn't judged. They didn't look at me because of the color of my skin. They were very open and welcoming to me, not mattering where was my background from or what economic status I had, but they accepted me with open arms. And from that day forward, I saw a change in my life. I was able to sleep. That first night I left from the Universal Church, I wasn't able to sleep. I had insomnia. I also suffered with spiritual problems, where I would see things in the night. That night I was able to sleep. And thanks to the Universal Church and to God that used those men and women of God to help me and to guide us, that our family now today is transformed. Our lives are transformed. I am a woman that is complete, that is in peace. I no longer have hate. I no longer have anger. All of my family now, thanks to God, is complete and together. And I can say with all certainty that I'm a happy woman, married, and have a blessed life, thanks to God.
I'm not leaving this hospital until I know what's wrong with my daughter.
If you want out, that's fine with me!
This program is brought to you by UCKG.